Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kelsey. I am the face behind the Crochet with Kelsey accounts, and I am a small business owner who sells plushies, and I write crochet patterns as well. So we have a very exciting topic today. I don't know if it's so much exciting as it is a little bit scary for smaller creators, but we are going to be talking about how Pokemon has been cracking down on IP infringement in the crochet community. So a couple of weeks ago, everyone who makes Pokemon fan art was kind of freaking out because we were seeing that people's posts were taken down, people's Etsy listings are getting reported, and they're even going so far as to take entire Instagram accounts down, which for a small creator, that is really disheartening because, you post everything on your account to try to gain an audience. And if your whole account that you've been building for months or even years just gets wiped from the face of the earth, it's really hard to feel like you want to start over. So Pokemon coming after smaller creators is nothing new. Earlier last year, one of my friends, Hege from Crafted for Comfort, got an email from Etsy saying that her listing was being taken down. So they basically sent her an email saying that her Lapras pattern was being taken down because of copyright infringement. And it's interesting because she also has a lot of other Pokemon patterns, but for some reason, this pattern was targeted and just completely taken down, and then they just sent an email to explain why they took it down. So the company that did this was a different company than who Pokemon is using now, but I'll pop up some screenshots of what the email actually said. And if you've had a similar experience, I'd be interested to hear about it, so leave a comment below. But I have a feeling that maybe they're only going after the Pokemon makes that are really spot on. That's the only thing I can really think of, since her Lapras pattern is so perfectly to scale of what the Lapras Pokemon looks like. And people make fun of me for the way I say Lapras. I don't think I'm really pronouncing it right, so my apologies to any Pokemon fans out there who I'm offending. So a couple of weeks ago is kind of when everyone started getting scared because people were posting about their posts being taken down, and Pokemon hired this company called Core Search, which uses AI to find different Pokemon things that could have been infringed upon on Instagram. So this is an AI company. We're not really sure what they're looking for whenever they are finding these posts, but I've seen on social media that people think it's either looking for the silhouettes of Pokemon, which is interesting because, a lot of the fan art crochet takes are stylized in some way. This isn't an exact replica of a Sylveon, but it's a stylized take. And same goes for all the other Pokemon patterns that I've seen for the most part. Some patterns are more complex though, and I know there was an instance of one person having this really good Charizard that they made, and that was one of the posts that was taken down. So I'm thinking maybe they're either finding the most popular Pokemon based on silhouettes, but I'm really not sure. But as a creator who has made a lot of Pokemon, it kind of made me scared as well, because I thought that maybe they were probably searching for hashtags and captions. So whenever this whole scare was going on, I went through my entire feed, and every single Pokemon post that I've ever made, I just totally deleted the caption and all the hashtags, and all I left was the pattern creator's name. So I did a Pokemon card show event last year, and literally my whole feed for 10 rows or whatever is just totally Pokemon. So any that looked too close, I had a couple of Pikachus that I was okay, well maybe if you search for a silhouette this would possibly come up. I just deleted the post. So I know a lot of creators were doing the same thing because they were scared that their posts were either going to get taken down or worse, their account was going to be deleted. So there was one instance in particular where somebody got their account taken down, and I wanted to kind of share the deets on that with you just so that you can get a better picture of how this is affecting people and what exactly happened. So Crochets was a larger account that posted a ton of amazing Pokemon makes. She's very talented, and her account just got totally deleted. So I'm going to read you the post on her new account. So she made a new account. It is Crochet by Shu. Definitely go follow her. She is really talented and I love all of her makes. But here's what the post says. To my dear crochet friends, my name is Miss Shu. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. You may know me from Shu Crochets. On Monday, February 9th, my Instagram account got deactivated as it was flagged by an AI company used by Pokemon as IP infringement, and I heard I was not the only one. It seems like some small creators are getting deactivated. I have only shown my works to show love for the pattern and creator. Never have I advertised in my posts that I am selling these makes. I am basically, like many, just a fan art account. I don't even make or sell patterns. I have only received one warning on a post in 2024, so that's how you know that this has been going back for a while now and they've always been cracking down on this. And my account was immediately deactivated. Upon appeal, 24 hours later, I received a response that my appeal was denied and I could say bye to my account. I had spent 2 years building the account, friendships, and it's all gone now. I'm absolutely defeated as this was my safe space and escape from real life, and now that's gone. I urge everyone to literally stay away from any IP names in your post descriptions, hashtag, and bio. Hoping this reaches some of my previous audience so they can remove their hashtags and whatnot in their own accounts so they won't get hit with the same thing, especially the small creators. I will restart with this account, but all my hard work, tester calls, are all gone. I need some time to process, but I hope to still connect with the friends that I had and not lose everything. I will be reposting some of my old work and focus on going forward. Any extra likes, shares, reposts, comments on my content, and any other love you can give, I would be forever grateful. So I'll post a screenshot up of this, but this is like the message that she got whenever she realized that she was deactivated. It says, we remove the following content you posted on Instagram because it received a notice from a third party that it infringes their intellectual property rights. So then it has the caption that she had posted on that post along with the hashtags. So I don't know, like this is very hard because, okay, yes, Pokemon does own the rights to all of their characters, but this is fan art. And I want to just say real quick that I love Pokemon. Like I grew up watching Pokemon. I play the Pokemon games. I obviously crochet Pokemon. Like I really do love Pokemon, but the fact that they're coming after people for fan art just seems a little extreme. It's one thing to be like selling the patterns and like they can see that this person is profiting off of their intellectual property, but at the same time, it's like, why does a giant corporation that makes a ton of money have to go after these small creators? And the other thing is that Pokemon does not sell crochet patterns. Pokemon does not sell crochet plushies. So why do they feel the need to come after small creators to the extent of getting their account that had all their hard work on it shut down? So I don't have a ton of Pokemon patterns that I've written. I have 3 total. These are 2 of them, my Lit Leo pattern and my Pachirisu pattern. Their names were Finnegan and Sparky, but I got really nervous and I decided to take those down just so that there wasn't a risk of like anything happening with my Etsy, because my Etsy is where I make most of my income from patterns for my crochet small business. So I didn't want to risk anything with that. I also had a Wooloo pattern. It was called Woolly the Sheep, and I took that one down as well just because of the same fear. I know a lot of people might see this video and think, yeah, you had no rights to crochet that character, but it's something that people are passionate about. Like, I love Pokemon, like I said, so of course I want to recreate some of the characters, and it's not like they're absolutely perfect to scale, like they are stylized. Okay, this one looks pretty spot on, I'm not gonna lie. I was really proud of this pattern, especially something like this to where, you know, the eyes are, you know, sinker eyes and it looks totally different. This is a pattern from Holly's Yarn Creations. She made all the little evolution patterns and they're super adorable. I don't know if they're still up or not, but it's a really cute pattern. And this little Eevee is from Sphinx Crochet. just thought I should shout out the creators of the little patterns that are in my videos. But it's going to be really sad if we have to see Pokemon patterns just disappear, because there was a huge, and there still is a huge community within the crochet community that makes a ton of Pokemon fan art. So my question to Pokemon is, why are you taking down posts that are just fan art? And how is this different from people that have like sticker companies or anything like where they draw Pokemon or, you know, do 3D printed stuff? Like, how is this different? And why are they cracking down specifically on the fiber arts community? And I could be wrong about that, but like, I have some other people I follow that make Pokemon fan art. Like, they illustrate the Pokemon in their different styles. So I'm just wondering, is that different, or is that also being reported? I know that if I was in the same position as Shoe Crochets was, I would be absolutely devastated. I would be so disheartened. Like, I've worked really hard to build up my social media following. So if you like Pokemon, or if you just like are part of the crochet community, I would highly recommend going to follow her new account, because any way that I can like help her get a little bit of what she had before back would be much appreciated, I'm sure. I really can't imagine what it would feel like to have my account taken down. So like, I do understand why everyone was like so scared and freaking out. And I even got so freaked out after like deleting all the captions off my posts and deleting like posts that looked maybe a little too similar to specific Pokemon. I verified my account, because if anything was to happen, I wanted to make sure that I would be able to get support to hopefully reverse the situation. And I'm really hoping that, you know, Pokemon doesn't see this video. I don't know why they would, but I'm just scared. I'm sure other people are feeling the same way, but yeah, I seriously don't know what I would do. My thought is that verifying my Instagram account gives me like a little bit more security, a little more peace of mind that I would be able to get it back if something happened, but I don't know. It's just hard to say. My other thought is that, why does Pokemon not like fan art? So this goes with any like major company that has like a big fan base. So obviously Pokemon has a huge fan base. They have the show, they have the games, they have the cards, they have now a theme park. So I'm just wondering like why it doesn't bring them joy to see people enjoying what they have created out of love for the Pokemon franchise. So I know there's some other companies out there that like celebrate fan art and they love to see it, and they like even repost it and stuff. So I'm just curious as to why Pokemon doesn't do that. Like, it seems like they would for more like promo, but also whenever you're a franchise as popular as Pokemon, you might just think that you don't need it. But the fans are what makes a franchise, and if everyone just stopped enjoying Pokemon and got really mad about this, you know, they wouldn't be making as much money. So I don't know. I question why they're doing this to small creators. Like, sure, if I'm another giant company and, you know, I'm trying to make, you know, Pokemon characters and selling them for a profit that, you know, I know it's gonna make a ton of money and like possibly take away from Pokemon's business, then sure, I understand that. But come on, a small Instagram account, it's not like we're taking away money from Pokemon by crocheting our little plushies. It's really not. In my mind, I don't think we're doing anything wrong, but at the same time, I guess I see the other side of the coin. It's their intellectual property, but I think instead of coming after people who make things like this, they should be celebrating it. Especially the crochet accounts, to where they're not even posting like, oh, this plushie is for sale, you know, whenever they post a Pokemon make. Like, if they're just making it out of their free will because they love a Pokemon and they want a little crochet Pokemon that combines, you know, one of their favorite things, which is Pokemon, with one of their favorite hobbies, which is crochet, how is that hurting anyone? It's not. So anyway, I feel like I've taken the measures that I need to at this moment, because I'm not sharing that I am selling any of the plushies. I am not sharing any patterns that I could profit from like Pokemon characters. And if you have also been affected like this and you make Pokemon fan art, I'm interested to know what measures you took to feel a little bit safer about the situation. So that brings me to my next topic. Does Pokemon even care about their fans? It kind of feels like they don't whenever they're going through all of these extents and hiring a company to like take down people's Pokemon things. I don't know, just like, for example, let's say Crochet with Kelsey was like this huge franchise. We had a Crochet with Kelsey theme park. We had, you know, a Crochet with Kelsey shop, like giant shops nationwide, worldwide actually. And if I saw somebody that was, you know, doing something to kind of like celebrate or show that they're a fan, you know, I couldn't be mad because I'm like, okay, I have, you know, this whole franchise built. And even if I did know that somebody was profiting off of it, if I was that big of a company, there's no way I would really care about somebody, you know, making, okay, well, I guess it's a little bit different because like this is crochet. So like, yeah, if somebody copied my exact pattern, I would be a little upset, but it's not like Pokemon provides crochet patterns. But hopefully you understand the scenario I was trying to make to compare. But, you know, it just seems like Pokemon would like their fans a little bit more and appreciate people loving the franchise so much that they want to make their own little Pokemon creatures. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think there is an official like Pokemon crochet pattern book. So I don't know. Like I said, I can see both sides, but in my mind, I just don't think it's kind or right to go after your own fans for doing something that makes them happy. But again, yeah, from a legal standpoint, I totally understand it. But I don't know. This was just kind of like a little rant about what kind of shook up the crochet community. And it was really funny to be like talking to other creators that like don't make Pokemon. And they're just like, a lot of them are saying, you know, well, you shouldn't have made the Pokemon in the first place. Like you knew the risks involved. And I see that, but you know, whenever you really like something, like personally, I would get so excited whenever like a new Pokemon pattern that was a Pokemon that I really liked would come up for like testing, or a new pattern was available, because it just like brings me joy. So I don't know, maybe we were spoiled from being able to do it for so long, but I don't know. I have really mixed feelings, but I love Pokemon. I love crocheting Pokemon. I don't want to stop crocheting Pokemon. And I know a lot of people strictly have like Pokemon accounts. So I just feel really bad for them because a lot of them are probably going to have to start branching out and doing like more not characters. Like they'll probably have to start making their own designs. And especially if people were like living off of the income that they were getting from selling Pokemon patterns or Pokemon plushies, it just, it's really sad to see. But I'm also just wondering how it was okay for me to be a vendor at the Pokemon card show. Like, obviously, Pokemon didn't approve that, and I was actually a little bit scared to go to that because I'm like, what if somebody from Pokemon is there and they like shut everyone down? But the Pokemon community wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the fan art. So I think that fan art definitely has its place, especially within the crochet community, and it's just really sad to see how it's been changing lately. So if you've been affected by what is happening with the whole Pokemon crackdown, I would love to hear your story. And I love to see Pokemon makes. So like if you do still have your Pokemon makes up, I'd love to check out your account. But yeah, I don't know. I have like really mixed feelings, but I'm more leaning towards, why is Pokemon doing this? Don't they have enough money by this point? You can sell a Pokemon card now for like $1 million if it's a special one. But yeah, I mean, I love Pokemon, but I'm just not sure what the Pokemon company is doing is the best thing to keep their fans happy, which if I was a giant franchise like them, I think I would want to keep the fans happy. So I don't know. And also going to the extent of hiring an AI company to like do everything for them. I mean, well, again, I see both sides. Like, yeah, they want to protect their intellectual property. I've also seen that they're coming after like Pal World, which is like a similar game that has similar characters. They're trying to sue them, I think. And then they also are trying to copyright like I'm not like a big gamer, like I play games on my Switch, but they're trying to copyright like the speed that one of their new Pokemon games runs at, or they're trying to get a patent for it or something, which would be bad for other games that run at that same speed, something like that. If you know more about that, let me know. But yeah, it's not new that Pokemon has just, they seem like they're very ready to sue anyone and get anything taken down that even comes close to the Pokemon territory. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was feeling really stressed out whenever this was all happening a couple of weeks ago, so I don't know if it's kind of subsided a little bit and they've done most of what they're gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out, and I am definitely going to halt making Pokemon probably for a while, unless it's just something for me, and I probably won't post it. Oh, but since we're over here on YouTube, I do need to show you this amazing custom order that I recently completed. One of my followers had reached out on Instagram and they wanted a custom order made. So it was for a Houndour plushie. They had seen my Houndoom plushie that I made last year, and they said they wanted something similar. So I just modded the same pattern that I had used for the Houndour on the Houndoom, and I think it turned out really cute. So here's some pictures. The customer really liked it. And you know, I just am hoping that, I don't know if this is gonna affect like how much money I make from my small business, because I do get mostly Pokemon custom order requests. So I don't know, maybe if I just don't post them, I can get away with it, but I don't know. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and feelings on the situation. I know that a lot of people probably are not going to agree with me, and that's totally okay, because this is a safe space to voice your opinions, and I am genuinely curious on what your stance is on the situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different from my normal type of content. I don't really just sit here and talk. I'm usually like doing something or showing you something. So hopefully I did an okay job of like kind of sharing the situation that was going on. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video at all whatsoever. And if you don't like this video, Pokemon might come after you. Just kidding, but I will see you guys in the next one. I don't know why, but I'm getting a little bit scared right now that Pokemon is going to find this video somehow and just shut down everything I have going. But I'm still gonna post it anyway, so wish me luck.